In an empty room, one piano kept playing, and with it, a forgotten memory returned. Sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air, each one a tiny star in the silent space. The keys moved slowly at first, then with a quiet confidence, as if playing for an audience only they could see. A melody began to form, a tune whispered from the past. It was a song of beginnings, a story of a promise made long ago. In this quiet, forgotten corner of the house, the piano wasn't just an instrument. It was a time capsule, and its music was the key to unlocking a memory buried deep within the heart. It was 1960. He brought it home on a bright spring morning, the polished wood gleaming, a testament to his affection. He gave her this piano, not just as a piece of furniture, but as a vessel for their shared dreams. A gift of love, a promise of music forever. Her fingers, hesitant at first, danced across the ivory keys, guided by his gentle hand. Laughter echoed in the room, mixing with the sweet chords they created together. The piano became the centerpiece of their life, its melodies the soundtrack to their unfolding story. He would sit beside her, humming along as she played, his eyes full of adoration. They filled notebooks with handwritten music, songs that were theirs and theirs alone. The piano was more than just wood and wire. It was the keeper of their vows, a symbol of a love they believed would be as enduring as the music they made. It promised a symphony of years, a lifetime of harmony. In those early days, the music never stopped. The house was alive with sound, with joy, with the boundless hope of a future filled with beautiful melodies. Then came the silence. After he left, the music faded, and the piano stayed silent. The vibrant heart of their home seemed to stop beating. For decades, no one touched its keys. First, she covered it with a soft cloth, as if tucking a loved one into a final sleep. The dust began to gather, a soft gray blanket over the once shining wood. The room grew quiet, holding its breath. The calendar pages on the wall began to flip, marking the passage of days, then months, then years. Seasons changed outside the window, but inside, time stood still around the silent instrument. The laughter that once filled the room became a distant echo. The piano, once a source of immense joy, was now a monument to what was lost. It was too painful to look at, yet impossible to part with. It sat there, a silent witness to a life that had been forced to find a new rhythm, a new, quieter song. The promise of forever was now a whisper in an empty room. Life, as it always does, moved on. She built a new life for herself, one brick at a time. She raised children, their boisterous energy filling the house with a different kind of music. She celebrated their milestones, watched them grow, and eventually, watched them leave to build lives of their own. She grew older, her hair turning to silver, her hands bearing the marks of a life well lived. Yet through all the changes, the piano remained. Tucked away in a corner, it became a part of the scenery, a forgotten relic of a different era. It waited, a silent sentinel, holding its breath, holding its memories. It watched as grandchildren came to visit, their small hands patting its wooden frame, unaware of the stories it held. It waited for someone to remember the promise, for someone to coax the music from its soul once more. It was a testament to endurance, a quiet promise that some things, no matter how deeply buried, are never truly gone. They just wait for the right moment to be rediscovered. One sunny afternoon, her young grandson, driven by a child's boundless curiosity, wandered into the quiet room. He had seen the old piano many times, but today was different. He lifted the dusty cover, revealing the keys yellowed with age. With a sense of wonder, he sat on the bench, his small feet dangling far from the pedals. He pressed a single key. The note hung in the air, clear and pure, breaking decades of silence. It wasn't just a sound. It was an awakening. The sound filled the room, traveled down the hall, and reached her where she sat. Her head lifted, her eyes wide. She walked slowly toward the sound, drawn by a melody she thought she had forgotten. As she saw her grandson at the piano, his small finger pressing one key after another, her eyes filled with tears. It was a flood of memory, a rush of love and loss and everything in between. The dam of silence had finally broken and the river of emotion flowed freely. In that moment, everything came back to her. The piano wasn't just an instrument, it was a storyteller. It carried a story of love, a tale of a promise whispered between two young souls. It held the quiet strength of resilience, having weathered the long silence without losing its voice. And it was a vessel of memory, preserving a love that time could not erase. The music, now flowing from her grandson's innocent touch, was a bridge across the years, connecting the past to the present. The piano reminded her that some promises never fade. They sleep, they wait, but they never die. They live on in the memories we carry and in the love we pass down through generations. The melody was a gentle whisper from him, a reminder that their song had never truly ended. It was just waiting for a new voice to help it sing again. The music filled the house once more, a beautiful, hopeful continuation of a symphony started long ago. A love story, set to music, finally finding its next verse. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Subscribe to Golden Wisdom Waves for more emotional stories that touch the heart.